Good morning, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm super excited for this one. I've been waiting to film this video for a while. I'm going to give you a full tour of this beautiful stone house behind me. That is my next big project. So this very old stone house right here would have been one of the beating hearts of this property back in the day. Unfortunately, due to a big fire and being left for so many years, it's gone into disrepair. So it needs a big renovation project. And as I said in the introduction, this is my next big project. And you can see what a beautiful building it is. This is gonna be stunning when I've finished with it. So just a couple of months after buying this property, a massive wildfire swept through the area and it actually burnt this building completely. This used to have a roof, it had windows, it had doors, and it also had a lot of tools and things that we were hoping to use on this renovation project that are now literally burnt to a crisp. So let me show you around. One of the things I really love about this old stone house is the location of it on our property. I love that this road winds around and there's some beautiful stone walls that kind of separate it from other areas of the land. It's also really easy access to get here, which is brilliant because the plan for this house will be to have it as a rental property to make some income long term to sustain ourselves on this property. We've got lots of ideas of how we're going to make money from the land, but this is definitely one of the big ones. And that means you guys are going to be able to come and visit and stay at Miracle Mountain in this beautiful stone house. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's a lot of work to be done to get to that point. And you can see here, there's actually a stone, almost like a lean-to, small extension. And it's actually got a little entrance there and an entrance over there on the backside. And this would have housed the guard dogs on the property, which is pretty cool. It's all made out of stone and it's got this beautiful slate roof, which I definitely want to use. You can see all of this beautiful lichen on there. I definitely want to maintain as much character in this property as possible because just looking at it right now from the outside, it's already a really beautiful property, but I also have some ideas of how to improve it. And this property dates back hundreds of years, so I definitely want to keep a lot of the original features, but I also have some ideas for maybe some kind of modern extension or modern twist on the build as well. But that's something I need to get an architect involved with for this project. I need to find someone who's super creative, willing to listen to my ideas, and someone who's got many creative ideas of their own, because I want to make this place really special for people to come and stay in and feel the beauty of Miracle Mountain. So as you'll be able to see as we approach the back of the property, there's this beautiful stone terrace wall with these really old steps that lead up to a higher platform with this oak tree that's actually growing out the side of the wall. It's a really nice feature and I'd like to keep that if possible. I'm just going to go around this way because you'll be able to see the back of the property and the different shapes and sizes of the buildings. So this is the main house right here and we'll go around the front and I'll show you that in a little while. But look at this. This right here is an ancient bread oven. This is where they would have done a lot of cooking out here and it's in really good condition. I love all of the moss that has grown up on these stones. It would be a shame to get rid of that. So this will be staying as natural as possible. And this could definitely be used. As I say, it's in good condition. It's really made out of substantial big stones. And that is a really nice feature of the history of this property. So here from the outside, you can see the quality of the stonework. Nice, big, thick granite stones. But you can also see that the previous owners left quite a few materials at the back of this house, which I will definitely be reusing. There's a couple of sinks over there which will come in handy. There's tiles, but there's also this granite that is really quite expensive stuff, and you use it for the surrounds of windows and doors, and there's different thicknesses right there, but I'll be able to use that. This is more polished granite down here, and then we've got some tiles that will definitely come in useful for sure, so who knows. And look at this, this is marble. So this again, I'm going to find a way to use it in the project. I'm not going to waste anything that's left lying around. You can see just there the size of this door, and that doorway from the other side, you come up a stone staircase that we'll come through in a minute, and these doorways are really nice and wide. There is also over here a lovely little window as well, which as much light as you can get into these old stone buildings, the better. So I'm just going to walk you the entire length of the property to explain what the different sections are. So this right here, this building would have been 2 stories. It was 2 stories. I remember standing up there when it still had a floor, and basically they keep the animals downstairs. So the animals would have been kept down here, and then they would live on the upper area. So there's a doorway, that's the stone staircase that I told you about, and you can see the size of that entrance door into the main part of the house. This right here is the main part of the house. It's really big, and it was actually 3 stories, so lots of room there and lots of possibilities. And then moving over here, from this area here all the way along here is 2 great big barns, and the barns are actually different sizes. They've both got their own entrance, but in the fire there has been a lot of damage, which I will show you later on, but it's all beautiful stonework. This is actually a single pitch roof on this one barn, and the other is a double pitch. It would be really cool to be able to incorporate these barns into the footprint of the living area of the house, and that is what I need to speak to an architect about. I'm also going to have to get a structural engineer, as I'll show you as I go inside the building. You'll be able to see some of the damage, and obviously buildings are built out of stone here because, one, they really do well in fires, but also there's stone readily available around, which is why they would have built out of it. So that's a really good thing, but when fire intensifies and gets so hot, as it has last year in this fire, it has caused a lot of damage to the stone. So let me show you the inside. Squarespace is a fantastic all-in-one online platform which enables you to build and create your very own website. We use Squarespace as a space for us to have our social media accounts, blog, shop, and even a newsletter all in one place. You can start out by choosing one of the many different templates for the base of your website in a number of themes. The themes are all customizable, so you can change the color, font, layout, and so much more to make the website perfect for you.
If you're stuck or have any questions, then you'll be happy to hear Squarespace has an award-winning customer support with 24/7 email, live chat support, a community forum, webinars, and so much more.
We highly recommend Squarespace and are so happy that we're able to give you a 14-day free trial and 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain using code indieprojects or by clicking the link in our description.
So first of all, let's go up this stone staircase, which is really beautiful. The first stone's there and it kind of like curves around, so I definitely want to keep all of this character. It's really beautiful. So we'll go up into this first section of the house and you'll be able to see some of the damage. So on the outside, all of the stone actually looks in really good condition. You can see it's big pieces of granite. These are really hard to damage. All of the lintels here look really solid, and up here as well, but it's the inside where the intensity of the fire took place, because obviously all of the wood and metal and things that could heat up. So on the inside we got a really nice window there. I really like that window. It looks out just onto beautiful green trees. You can see all of the old lime render that is cracked. The good thing is that lime render will come off really easily. That's the door there, and you can see the bread oven right through it. And I really want to make features of this place. So maybe this door, you could have a barn door, so you can keep the bottom open or the top open with a nice window in, so you can see the features through there. And then this is the main doorway through to the main section of the house. And how you'd access the downstairs would be through this door on my left, just down there. But you can see all of this scaffolding just here. I was really looking forward to using this on this project, but unfortunately the fire has melted and kind of warped all of the scaffolding, and I wouldn't trust the welds anymore to stand up really high on them scaffolding. So I'll either take that to a scrapyard and cash it in, or I'll find a way that I can cut it up and build something useful out of it. But you can see right here, this is some of the render. It comes straight off, so that is a positive. It's not concrete render, it's just a lime render, and that does make life much easier. But in terms of the actual stonework and the cracking of the stone, this building, or this section of the building, is actually in the best condition out of the whole building. And just on the way out, I've noticed that you can see all of these beautiful old hinges where the doors were made out of wood, and they were just kind of like old handmade barn doors, but the hinges are beautiful, and that's all that's left, unfortunately. But you can see here, I just spotted this. That's pretty cool. A horseshoe is always good luck, and all of these old nails that they would have used. But let's go into the main part of the house. If I just walk down these stairs, it's just a nice short walk into the main house, and I can't even explain how wide this doorway is. It's absolutely massive. So this might be really cool to have double doors. There were originally double doors here, so maybe we can kind of honor the character and how it used to be and put some double doors back in there. But if I come inside, you'll be able to see the carnage that has gone on, but also the size of this building. It's a really decent size, and there was a oil barrel there that they would have probably used to fill up their tractors with fuel. An old wheelbarrow, a couple of old wheelbarrows that are completely burnt out. I was really looking forward to this actually. This is a cement mixer that would have been very useful, a really big one, but unfortunately it's been damaged. But let me explain the layout of how this place was. So you would come through here, and there was a staircase that goes up to the second floor. So just here you would walk, there was a stone holding up the floor. You'd walk out, and then these big stone pillars would hold up the first floor. So this lower floor was only quite low, probably about 5.5 to 6 foot. And then you went up onto the second floor, and then you can see some holes in the wall right at the top of the wall there. And they were the rafters and the flooring for the third floor, which was like an attic. It was really cool. So they had an attic that ran the entire length of this building, which was a really cool third and fourth bedroom. So there was 2 bedrooms just here, 2 small bedrooms. You can see where the old lime render was, and there was even a poster still on the wall when I entered this building when we first bought it. Now this part of the building did get damaged way worse than a lot of the other parts of the building. The area where we were just in is pretty much ready to go. It just needs to be stripped back. It can be repointed and probably a ring beam put on there and a new roof. That's completely fine. But this area of the main house where we're standing right now, it's a completely different story. And what I think happened is basically the old ridge beam, once it caught on fire, you have the roof joists, they're nailed into the ridge beam. And once the ridge beam burns and snaps, it then pushes the joist forward with force, which then really damages the walls, which is what's happened in this area. You can see behind me, this wall is actually now on a tilt like that. So it either needs pushing back or taking back and completely rebuilding from the ground up. But I will leave that to the experts to tell me what needs doing. So what happens to granite when it's heated up so much? Unfortunately, it kind of cracks and goes brittle. So you can see this line through this big granite, really sturdy stone right here. But I can just basically take that off. So it's lost its strength, which is really sad. And that has happened on quite a few of the stones, like some of the major stones of this building. You'll be able to see right up there, one of the only remaining roof joists that is completely burnt out and snapped, hanging out. But some of the main damage on this actual building is right there. The lintel completely cracked and fell into pieces and now is sitting on the ground somewhere down here. So that's going to need a lot of work rebuilding all of that from the ground up. I'm also a little bit worried about this lintel here because the heat caused a massive crack fracture through the middle of the stone, and you can see that is basically holding up the whole wall above it. You can see the size of these stones and the area where they've chiseled it out for the doorway. And the good thing is these stones are massive. So stuff like this here, where look at that, it just wants to break off and flake off. It's only a couple of inches of the stone. So I think the majority of the stone will be okay as long as it's not got too many stress fractures in it and doesn't break off too easily, but time will tell. I can't go back in time. I can't change anything. This is the building, this is the damage, and I just have to live with it and move forward on how we're going to make this the most incredible place for people like yourselves to come and stay. And that's why I'm so excited to find a really creative architect to work with, to come up with some really interesting ideas on how we can really make this place special. And this doorway right here is so big, and I'm hoping I can actually get my excavator through that door and I can dig out everything that's in there. All of the rubble, all of the burnt metal needs to come out, and we need a completely fresh start to see what we've actually got. The building is about 30 meters long, so more than enough room to play with. Right, so let's take a look into the stone barns off the side of the house. And first of all, you can see this doorway with this beautiful stonework, really quirky stonework around the doorway. This will be pointed up really nicely. It's just got so much character, this building. I won't be able to show you guys inside, but it really is quite a big space. It's full of brambles, so I need to get in there and clear all that out. And then if I go next door, you'll be able to see there's another doorway to the second and last barn, but unfortunately, the stone wall that divides the two barns has caved in, as you can see right there. So that is going to take a lot of work to basically pull all of that stone out. But apart from that dividing wall, this stone is actually in really good condition. So I'm pretty positive that it won't take much work to get this barn back to how it once was. I just really love the idea of creating a space where people can come to just fully unwind and relax. Most people live very stressful lives, and this could be really a beautiful area to come, unwind. Maybe we can have a nice big courtyard out the front of the house with maybe a hot tub or a swimming pool. But like I say, I'm getting ahead of myself. There's a lot of work to be done. Let me actually show you what's behind the building. And behind the building is really special. You can see here is the furthest barn that is closest to the main house. And you can see the different shapes and sizes, the different pitches of the roofs. I just really love the way they've designed this house. It's really quirky, it's really nice. And leading right onto the back of the house here is the luscious green grass with a massive fruit grove. So if you come and stay here, you can pick all the fruit you want. There's apples, there's pears, there's persimmons, there's lemons, there's oranges. You will not go hungry. One of the things I wanted to show you is the magnitude of stone that has been left here at the back of the property. I nearly slipped off one of the stones then, but you can see the sheer size of some of these will weigh well over a ton. And right there is a perfect lintel for the one that needs to be replaced that got damaged in the fire. So that is all looking very positive. I'm going to reuse all of this stone. It just keeps going. I'm going to climb over it as far as I possibly can. But it's brilliant and it's everywhere. So all of this will definitely be reused. And you're probably thinking, how are you going to lift them stones? Well, behind me right there, that is a crane that was left on the property that was used to work on the house. So my plan is to get this up and running. There's a small amount of damage just to the tires by the looks of it from the fire. So I should be able to get this up and running. It runs off 3-phase, which is a lot simpler than having its own like diesel engine or something. So I'm in the process of trying to find someone who knows how to set these up, knows how to drive them, all of that good stuff, because I need to move all of them stones out of the way at some point. So that is it. That is the full tour of the house and the barns. And I hope you guys are excited as I am. Obviously, it's going to be a long process. I need to clear it all out. I need to clean around it, but there's going to be many videos coming up working on this project, which I'm super excited about. It's going to be a great project to get stuck in with. If you have any ideas, then leave them in the comments below. And also, running a big 57-acre farm is a lot of work, so there's going to be many other projects around this major project. This is the major project, and then there's lots of other things that I need to be doing as well that I'm going to bring you guys along for the journey. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.